Hi, my name is Kim Goeltom, and I'm a certified master wellness coach through the International Association of Wellness Professionals, as well as the founder of the Empowered Living for Superwomen Program. I'm excited to be here with you today to share with you 4 tips that I absolutely love for staying healthy working in a virtual world. So, ready for this? Lights, camera, action. Let's do it. I've noticed that even myself at times gets caught up with working all day long. Have you noticed that? It's like, okay, you'll start at this particular time and then something else comes up and maybe you've got to run a child to the doctor or a dog to the vet or something else happens and you're like, okay, well, I'll just work an extra 2 hours at the back end of my day, right? And sometimes we have projects that just go on and go on and go on, or we have more creative ideas. And it's like, ooh, well, I'll just do this for the project. Ooh, I'll just add this to the project. And you'll be eating dinner and you'll be like, ooh, I just got to go grab my laptop real quick and add this. That is so easy to do. And what's challenging is that when we keep doing this over and over again, we feel like we aren't getting a break. And when that's compounded week after week, month after month, we get exhausted and it can lead to burnout. So here are 4 tips that I'm going to share with you today to help create healthy habits in the workplace. Whether this is virtually, maybe there's a hybrid version, you're part virtual, part in the office, or you're going back to the office these days. These 4 tips will work for all 3 scenarios. Okay, so here's the first one. And this is going to come of no surprise to you. So easy. You can implement it right now. Stand up at your desk. Um, Believe it or not, we spend 90,000 hours of our lives on average. You can Google this, um, working. So how many of those hours are we sitting? And we plan and we say, oh, I'll find more time later to get some movement in. I'll find some more time later to do some other things. But standing is actually really incredible for heart health, for your cardiovascular system, right? It just gets things moving. And when things are moving, guess what happens? You get more creative, you get more productive. So that's always a plus, right? So, what is it that you can do to stand up at your desk, even if it's just for an hour a day? I had a friend once upon a time who took her shoe rack from her closet and had put it on her desk so that she could have a stand-up desk. And it worked out fabulous. So you don't have to invest hundreds of dollars to create a stand-up desk. You can get really creative. I've seen people use the steppers for exercise and put those on their desk and then put their computer on top of it. So think of what are some simple, easy things you could do just to get a little bit more movement, and having a stand-up desk is one of them. Okay, so what's the second one? Actually getting movement. So now you're standing at your desk, right? You're getting things flowing a little bit more in your system, but how could you just take that up a notch? Well, if you're taking maybe 2 10-minute breaks a day or 3 or 4 5-minute breaks a day, you could take opportunity and use that time to go for a walk. Maybe it's just walking around your house. Maybe it's walking around your condo or your apartment. Maybe it's walking around your office building. Maybe it's walking around the block in your neighborhood. So there's so many different things we can do. And if you don't have the ability to go outside, maybe you have stairs. Maybe you could go up and down the first floor and the second floor, 5 times just to kind of get up a little cardio and some movement. And when you do that, you're getting the blood flowing again. And of course, what happens, just like what we said a moment ago, the juices start flowing, more creativity, which means you're going to feel more energized, more empowered, and recharged and ready to go. So what's my third tip? I want you to plan healthy snacks. So it's very easy to get caught up in a reactive cycle and then be at this point in time where it's 3 p.m. or 10 a.m. or whatever the case may be. And you're like, oh, I'm hungry, but I don't have enough time. I have 5 minutes. So what's prepared and ready to go? And can I grab in 5 minutes? And if we haven't taken time to plan that healthy snack, then chances are what we grab to eat is not necessarily going to be healthy. So Try to plan healthy snacks. What are those healthy snacks that you love? And how can you already have them in your fridge or in a cooler, whatever the case may be, so that you can have those easily at your reach. And again, creating that yummy energy that you need to get through the rest of your day. So what's my last tip? My last favorite tip is don't eat at your desk. So let's talk about that a little bit. It's one thing if you're eating your snacks at your desk, but your lunch or breakfast or dinner, depending upon what the case may be, try not to eat a meal at your desk. If you can change space, if you're working from home and you can go from the kitchen table to, the living room, or sitting outside if it's not too hot, just for, even if it's only 15, 20, 30 minutes, that is going to make a huge difference. Having that ability to disconnect from what you're currently doing so that you can go ahead and come back refreshed and energized will help you see the rest of your day and your work through new eyes. But sitting in the same space, working in the same space, eating in the same space, hydrating in the same space, doing all the same things, all day long, whether it's 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, or 12 hours, can actually feel more exhausting. But when you create some of this change, you're creating new dynamics and makes it energizing in your body. You're giving your body that rest, and your whole body just relaxes. And when you're relaxed, oxygen flows better, you start to feel recharged, and then your brain is thinking more clearly. So those are my 4 favorite tips. There's a ton more out there that you could obviously implement, and I'm sure you already have implemented some amazing ones, but those are my 4 top tips for creating a healthy workplace, whether you're working virtually in a hybrid scenario or in an office space. So take one tip, start it for a week or so, see how it goes, and then add in another one. And if you would like some additional wellness tips, feel free to check out my website, creatinglegacywellness.com. I have a whole wellness video section on there, completely free. You can check those out. Look forward to hearing all of your successes and how this goes. And here's to a healthy workplace. Enjoy. Bye-bye.